Hi, my name's Slick. I'm an ex-FPS pro, and today we're reviewing the Logitech Superlight. Let's just get right into it. The Superlight's running the Hero 25K sensor compared to its predecessor, which was running the Hero 16K sensor. And you'd think with the bigger number that it would be a better sensor, but from what I've seen in the testing, it is actually worse in every way. The latency, the accuracy in every way from what I've seen. Slightly worse sensor from the old G Pro wireless. Another issue I'd say for some people would be that it has no right-hand buttons, meaning it's not for left-handed people. There's no RGB as well. Another difference between the standard G Pro wireless is the coating. The coating is different on the Superlight. It's much more slippery. The first day that I had it, my hands were really dry and my hands were slipping off the mouse just a little bit. But I played with the mouse for 10 days. That only happened the first day. I'm sure it won't happen to too many people. They clearly know that this is a thing because they actually gave you grips. These are grips with some adhesive on them. You can stick them on the mouse. I also weighed the grips, and I weighed the grips at, this is with the paper, at 3 grams. So I don't know, maybe it's 2 grams or so for the grips being added. It's nothing really crazy. Another new difference between the two mice are the feet. As you can see, the Superlight has a giant surface on the front end. Now this is kind of bizarre playing because typically you have a certain amount of symmetry on the mouse so that when you're swinging left and right, it feels right. Well, I noticed this didn't really feel that bizarre because a lot of the time you wrist aim and the front of the mouse is moving, but the back of the mouse isn't moving too much. They also realized that this could be kind of weird, so they gave you an extra bit of mouse foot that you can actually switch out on your dongle holder. This creates something more similar to maybe a Zowie mouse that has a big front and back. I personally tried this for an entire day and I wasn't too into it, so I switched back. I liked it more without it. Personally, I like the glide better on the G Pro wireless basic more than the Superlight. The speed's a lot faster on the Superlight, but for me it actually made it a bit more difficult to stop on the mouse pad. Basically, from what I've seen, the only thing actually better about the Superlight is that the Superlight has a lot less weight to it, less weight on the scale. We're clocking it in at 60 grams versus 80 grams. So it's a 20 gram difference and it is massive. If you haven't used a lot of mice, you might not realize how massive just even 5 grams is when you're playing like competitively. A lot of people are probably wondering if they fixed the double click issue. From what I've seen, the mouse is running Omron switches still. People think they're 20 million. So I'm pretty sure that the G Pro wireless, the current ones that they're making, are running the same switches. I'm not 100% on that, but any Omron switches have a chance of double clicking regardless. One thing I noticed personally after using it for 10 days, I haven't noticed any actual issues with the mouse other than one thing. There's a scroll wheel issue. When I scroll up and down, it randomly will double scroll. I had this issue with the G Pro wireless as well. How is this an issue for most players? Probably not. Some people though, some people actually switch weapons or whatever in like an FPS with their scroll wheel. Some people actually do. I personally don't, but some people do. And if you do that, it would, you'd die because you'd try to scroll to the next weapon and every once in a while it would double scroll and it would get you killed. Another thing I noticed about the mouse, much like most other Logitech mice, if you haven't used a Logitech mouse before, the buttons are extremely sensitive. With my grip, which I have a claw grip, this is how I grip the mouse, I right clicked on a regular basis over the course of 10 days. Because when I naturally rest my hand on the mouse, I hold down the right click. It's just like natural with this mouse. So overall, the mouse is not for me. I don't feel like I aim the best with it personally. I got some pretty good clips with it, but it's $150, which is pricey. I mean, that's the most expensive mouse on the market right now as far as mice that you can actually buy. I know that the new Final mouse, they're pretending like it's $300, but they're not actually going to sell it to anyone. If I was somebody buying a new wireless mouse, I personally would not get this one. The risk of the double click, it being $150, the fact that the scroll wheel's broken on both of these mice, it's kind of troll. 60 grams is very light. The lighter the mouse, the better is what some people think. I don't believe that to be the case. I think some of the best aimers are on heavier mice. I personally, this is the one that I main right now, which is the Viper Ultimate. So you can see it's actually kind of messed up. I think this is like the most quality wireless mouse out there right now. It feels really good. I just aim best with it. Personally, it's really good shape for me. I can't really recommend buying the Superlight because of how much money it is. So anyways, I hope that helps, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.